All right, hi everybody. My name is Karlo Siriban with Shade Studios, and I'm here with Mr.
Sam Haft.
And he is the musical genius behind
Hazbin Hotel and Hell of a Boss, also coming to Prime soon.
Yes, and how are you?
Tired.
Tired, yes.
Tired.
So you just came back from where?
I just came back. I was at GalaxyCon Raleigh all weekend, and then at 6 a.m. I got on a plane to come here to Comic-Con. It has been a very busy weekend. Beyond the convention stuff, I mean, we're writing season 4's music of Hazbin Hotel right now. We're finishing up the recordings of season 3's music for Hazbin Hotel. We are getting ready to get season 2 out the door. It comes out October 29th. And beyond that, we also have another show, Hell of a Boss, and we're getting the record out in September. It's a very full plate.
Oh my gosh. Booked and blessed.
I love it.
There we go. So, let's go through a couple questions here. So the response to Hazbin season 1 was absolutely tremendous. Was there anything that that surprised you? Any songs that surprised you by how well they were received and how much popularity they gained?
Yeah. The one that I was most surprised by was, more than anything, the ballad duet between Charlie and Lucifer. Just because it was the first song we wrote in the season, and it was one of those things where, like, we hadn't touched it in so long that we were like, oh yeah, that one. And it really resonated with people. I have noticed that a lot of the songs that hit very deep are songs that the internet uses later to diagnose me with daddy issues. And it's a real daddy issue song. It's like a daughter-father reconciliation song. And it really, I've had so many people come up to me and tell me they used it as like a parent first dance at their wedding. It's been really meaningful, the response to that. And that one took me completely by surprise.
Were there any that were like a baby for you and you wish more people loved?
Ooh, I think Ready for This. Ready for This in season 1, I think, is Charlie's first real moment where she gets to kind of feel empowered and think that, like, maybe she can be the heir to this, important sort of legacy and responsibility and burden at times that is being the child of Lucifer. It really feels like Charlie kind of stepping into the spotlight in a really self-possessed way. That it's, for me, I feel like that is Erica Henningsen. It's my favorite performance of hers in the season. And so Ready for This was one where I was like, that one I revisit constantly.
Oh, I love that. I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
Da-na-na-na.
Bum, 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 bum. Yeah.
So, when it comes to the thematic elements of the show, you have so much story, you have so much character, you have to worry about the voice actors as well and their singing abilities. What is that collaborative process like between you, your co-composer, the directors, everyone?
It's my favorite part of the process. I think working with these actors makes me a better writer for these actors, because the better I get to know them, the more I don't just understand their voice, but I understand their personality. I understand what they find fun. I understand their personal sense of humor. So I know what they're going to get out of a lyric. And that is as important, the most basic version of that is, you get to know people's vocal range. But the much more important and impactful thing is, like, you get to know people's emotional range. You get to know people's tastes. You get to know what it feels like when those actors are having fun and how to help them have as much fun as they can on the track.
So as a singer-songwriter, right, with the songs that you create that are, more musically oriented versus the songs in Hazbin Hotel that are very musical theater oriented.
Yes.
Right? Is there a change in your creative process or how you approach building a song?
I would say the biggest difference between writing for sort of pop songwriting versus musical songwriting is musical songwriting, and not everybody does this, but it's certainly my process. Musical songwriting, I approach extremely chronologically. I don't even want to think about the chorus unless I know how the song starts. Whereas pop songwriting, the sort of dominant version of the dominant process is to start with a chorus, and then, because that's the most important part, and then you fill out the rest to complement the chorus. For me, I don't even want to think about a chorus unless I understand how we're journeying to get there. And I think that is a big part of writing for musical theater, is that it's a continuous arc that a character is taking. It's not just, a snapshot of a feeling.
So when you do approach that, how does it how does inspiration hit you? Is it soundscapes? Is it motifs? Is it lyrics?
So I would say I have a complicated relationship to inspiration in that, like, I don't really think about it anymore. You know, when we first were writing, Andrew and I were first writing season 1 of Hazbin, I was taking walks, I was taking long drives, I was recording a lot of voice notes to myself, trying to like find the sort of spark. But throughout the process, part of it was, you know, the necessity of deadlines, and another part of it was just like growing into this process as a creator. I got to the point where I'm not really looking for inspiration anymore. It's a muscle, and you learn to sort of turn it on, and you learn to sit down at a blank page and just start making music. And so I would say our process now is very play-based. It's a lot of just like pick up an instrument and start playing something until something grabs you, and now you start writing the song. There's not a lot of like, oh, let me just kind of wait for lightning to strike. That doesn't happen anymore.
So it's a lot of noodling, a lot
yes.
of graveyard notes.
So much, yes. It's a very noodle-based practice that I have.
As musicians do,
Yes,
right?
oh, totally.
So was it, now that we know, we have some additional voice cast for season 2.
Yes, so excited.
What was it like writing for Patrick's Tom?
I felt so much pressure because, I don't know, like I was until you record with a voice actor for the first time, it can be very intimidating. And then the moment you record with them, it's like, oh, we're all just people. We're just here, we're having a good time, we're making something together. But until that moment, there's a lot of pressure of like, yeah, I hope he likes it. I hope it, there was a lot of that.
Your head?
Yeah, oh, totally. It's very easy to get in your head until you just start connecting with that person and start having fun together. And that's one of the things I love so much about the show is it's a fun show to make. And so there's never an experience where we're bringing in an actor and we're like, okay, let's slog through it. Like, it's just a good time. And Patrick was, as an actor in the show, as a singer in the show, was just like having a great time, and that made me feel great.
So do you get to be there during the recording sessions?
Yes, yeah. Andrew and I direct the music sessions. So we're very much a part of like directing the performances within the context of the songs. But what's really helpful is that often Richard Horvitz, the dialogue voice director, and Vivienne herself will be on these calls too, which really helps create a sense of consistency, because you can run into an issue where like you're in a scene and the acting is all one way because it was a session on Wednesday, and now on Thursday you're recording the song and you're in a completely different headspace, and the actor goes from delivering a line at the end of the scene to a line at the beginning of the song, and they're completely different frames of mind, completely different deliveries. It's like all of a sudden they're on a different planet. And the presence of Richard and Vivienne really helps us keep that consistency and like just know where we are contextually in terms of the performances.
That sounds like so much fun.
It is so much fun. It really, like, we should sell tickets to that. It's a great time.
Live stream it on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
So for inspiration-wise, right, like a lot of musical theater background, a lot of musical theater people love Hazbin Hotel and embrace it so dearly. What are some inspirations? What are some shows that you pulled from, and what are shows that you are pulling from for the future? So
the show that I always try to put people on, and I'm so excited because there's a revival coming to New York right now, is a show called Bat Boy the Musical.
Oh, so good.
Yes,
so
yes.
Good.
Yeah, it's Lawrence O'Keefe, who also did Heathers and did Legally Blonde. But Bat Boy, it was one of those things. I was just talking about this with Chandler, our awards publicist, about like the stuff that you come upon from ages like 13 to 16 just becomes so culturally formative for you. And Bat Boy the Musical was that for me. And I think it is also such a great thing to recommend to people who love Hazbin, because it lives in all these different places tonally the way Hazbin does. It's really sincere, and it is very, like, there are parts that are really serious and dark, and yet there are parts that are truly silly and
so
just
camp.
Off the wall, totally camp, just big spurts of blood going over a front row of an audience. Like it's like kind of, it lives in that weird tonal mishmash that I feel like Hazbin also lives in. And so Bat Boy the Musical is something I revisit constantly. Whenever people say, oh, what's a musical you think I should listen to if I like Hazbin? I always say it's Bat Boy.
Oh, the misfits, the weirdos, the rebels, they live on.
Absolutely.
Oh. All right, so last question. October 29th, we're going to see the new season premiere.
I'm thrilled.
Any song, without spoiling anything, any song or any moment that you really want the fans to take home?
I will tell you this. There is a song in episode 2. Obviously can't say what it is, but there is a song in episode 2 that after we turned that in, we would for months get emails from people from Amazon or Bento Box or A12. Like, we would just get emails from people in the studios being like, hey, we heard this song. We're really excited for this song to come out. And like, it was just kind of being spread in, between cubicles and stuff of like, you got to check this out. And so that excitement from them makes me really excited to see what's going to happen when the fans get their hands on this song.
I'm pumped. Personally, I would love to see an Eggy Boys song, but that's just me.
I will say, this is not a spoiler because it is just my hopes and dreams. Any opportunity possible, I try to get Blake to sing as an Egg Boy. Like, I'm constantly requesting it. Those requests are not always honored, but I love the Egg Boys dearly.
Oh, Egg Boys, number one.
Number one.
All right, well, you heard it here. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you so much.
It was great to talk to you. Catch Hazbin Hotel Season 2, October 29th on Amazon Prime.
Take care.